Welcome to Hardcore and Shit. I'm your host Antonio. This weekend, this past weekend, Sunday, I ran a 15K race down in Balboa Lake. I got second place. I ran it in an hour and 2 minutes. I was surprised at that. I was just doing it because I just wanted the extra miles for the week. I wasn't even really considering like winning. I wasn't even talking about it or thinking about it, and I guess I just ended up getting second place. The guy who beat me was 55 years old. I don't mind because that guy is a legit runner. 55 years old. So when I was a little kid, maybe 10 years old, that guy was winning races all over with no problem at all. So, like I said, man, I don't mind him just beating the pulp out of me. He beat me by 2 minutes, but I beat everyone else by a solid 6 minutes. So that was pretty good, man. I had a great time. It did get a little boring because it was the same loop 3 times in a row. But I guess I just saw stuff to like concentrate on. Ducks, leaves, the wind blowing. I don't know, just different things, man, just to get my mind off the pain. It was quite a thrill. It was thrilling. It was fun. All these good people just running with you, just supporting you while you're suffering, while they're suffering with you. It's great, man. The camaraderie of running, man. That's what it's all about. We all share the same thing. It's freaking badass. It's the best feeling in the world knowing that what you do, other people share the same interest, and that they just they understand what it is to do what you do, even though they don't do it as well as other people, and you don't do it as well as other people. You still share it, man. It's a community, and that's what's fucking great about it. It's badass. So that was my weekend. It was fun. It was a fun weekend. That race. I've been running a lot. Like I run 60 miles a week. Sometimes maybe more. I'm looking to up my mileage somehow. I do like always going to the CrossFit gym, just doing a lot of core exercises. Doing my reps, doing CrossFit box jumps, burpees, anything just body weight. Nothing too heavy up top because I don't want to get too big up top. Because it'll just hold me down while I'm running. But yeah, CrossFit, running, it's all good, man. And tonight, live from Northridge, California, straight from North Hollywood, California, I have the beautiful, the vivacious, the always stunning Jenna.
Oh.
Jenna.
Yes.
Jenna. Let's have a round of applause. Come on, everybody, join in.
You're having trouble saying my last name, aren't you?
Yes.
It's okay. So it's Gercio.
Gercio.
Yes.
But Jenna Gercio.
Let's take it back.
All right, let's take it back. Take two. Retake.
If you want to be, it's an Italian name. If you want to be really Italian, it's pronounced as Guercio.
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 Nice.
Yeah, it actually means cross-eyed in Italian. So in Italian, my name is Jenna
Cross-eyed. Nice.
Yeah. Well, you can't win them all.
Yeah, exactly. So what's new?
Oh,
what have you been up to?
Well, I've been hustling. Yeah. I'm an actor. As you know, we've met in Brian Lally's Lola's acting school. Well, no, actually, we met in Studio 4.
Yeah.
Now, I remember seeing you around Studio 4 and in Franco's UCLA class.
That's right. That's where I first saw you.
Yes. Yeah. Is that where we first met?
That's where we first met.
And I remember you played the bad guy from Breaking Bad, but we called it Breaking Rad. Yeah. No. God, that was like, what, 4 years ago? 5 years ago?
At least.
Wow.
At least.
I got to play in that series. I got to play the hooker.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who's the hooker?
The remember Wendy? Remember? Well, you've seen? You never Breaking Bad?
I never watched the show.
No,
I never watched
serious?
it. No,
Oh.
I'm not into that kind of.
Oh, it's really great. It's really great. You should. Well, it's.
Well, look, honestly, I saw the stuff that I was filming. That was great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I watched the scenes that I was supposed to be that made my scenes.
Yeah.
Stuff, and the scenes with Eric that I did.
Right.
I watched those scenes. Yeah,
yes.
Those were fun.
Yes.
Those are fun to watch.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just can't get into the show.
Well, it's a great show. It's a really great show. But it's fun. That class was fun. I actually was in that class about maybe a couple semesters before they did Breaking Rad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because James was doing a UCLA writing class, and they were recreating scenes from books that were like famous movies like The Exorcist, Jaws, The Outsiders.
Right,
and for 2 semesters they needed actors to help out every week to come in and recreate these scenes. And that was just so much fun. I got to do like scenes from The Exorcist, and it was just awesome. Like The Exorcist and The Outsiders.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
It looks like a lot of fun. You just thought of something, and you're
because I was thinking
of
the scene that I did from The Exorcist, and it's
tell us that.
Oh God, it was that iconic scene where
her head spins.
Yes, well we couldn't be that creative of having my head spin, but it was that iconic scene where the mother comes in and Reagan is using the crucifix as a it's a very graphic scene, but that's the scene that I had to do. Nice. So I was like covered in blood and and everyone, it's funny, one of the girls in the class afterwards was like, Jenna, you gave me nightmares after watching you during that scene, because it was just like, she goes, you were so into it. It was really, really scary. So
nice.
So I mean, I guess that's a compliment, but it was, that class was just a blast. It was a lot of fun. It was really cool. Man. Yeah, it was great to work with a bunch of upcoming students that are really serious about filmmaking and writing, and just working with that type of group. So so that was really cool. So yes, but back to Studio 4, that's where we met. Yes, I remember
basically that. But after that's when we started talking more.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm really glad that I met you. Yeah. I'm really glad. You're just a really awesome person.
Oh, thanks, Antonio. Thank you. Well, you're a really hard worker. I mean, it was when you were in class with me, we were supposed to we were doing David Mamet's what's the name of the play that we were doing?
Sexual Perversity.
Yes, Sexual Perversity in Chicago. And we did a scene night, and we did that scene where it takes place in the 70s, and you're hitting on me, and I reject you. And remember when we were rehearsing that, though? We were we were actually at what's the name?
The market.
Oh my God. Okay, so it's so funny because you've worked with me before, so I actually like taking scenes outside of life and just being really creative and just being let's just do this, let's just really do it. We actually practiced a scene in a bar, but oh my God, that when market. We did it in the supermarket. So I think it was both of our ideas. We were like, let's we first did it outside of Starbucks, and then we were like, let's go to Gelson's.
Gelson's, in North Hollywood. Man, okay, so we're doing this. So she's shopping, and I'm coming up to hit on her and everything like that, and she's being just doesn't want to have me, and I keep pursuing her, and then the workers they start to think that we're actually
well, because the dialogue in that scene is you're calling me a bitch and you're like, oh, you don't want to talk to me, you slut, you whatever you call me, and but we were doing this in public, and people actually thought that you were just some creep harassing me.
We went out of the market. And the people were following us, making the security and everything.
That was funny.
It was funny.
I think it was really fun though when we actually rehearsed in the bar. Now I took you to the bar Foxfire Room.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
It's in North Hollywood. It's right on Magnolia Boulevard, and this bar was used a lot, and it's used a lot all the time actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Magnolia was filmed there. A bunch of movies were filmed there, but it's a classic like 70s bar. Oh. And that's why I was like, let's rehearse there. So we were actually using the jukebox, and that's how I like to rehearse. I really like to get into it.
And we were so good that some guy, remember that guy? Yeah. He bought us he bought us drinks.
Yes. Yeah.
He was like, "Hey, here, let me buy you some drinks."
He started dancing with one of us, I think. Like,
well, not with me. It was with you.
Well, you never know. You never know.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
But yeah, no, that's I know. I like to get really creative with my rehearsals.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a lot of fun.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I used to be really method back in the day when I was starting to get into acting. Right. And I think I was only doing that because I was trying to find what works for me, you know?
Yeah.
In college, that's when I was like, I felt like I was very, very method. When we were doing plays, I would stay in character the entire time, and I just wanted to like, because it was, you know, like being like a 19-year-old and like playing like a pregnant woman whose husband is a junkie, like, you know, playing really deep, you know, dark roles. Right. It's like, how does one understand that? So I would just really do the extreme, and I think that's why I was so quote unquote method back then, you know. Yeah. But yeah, no, I've been enjoying it for a long time now, doing it for a long time.
Yeah. Right on, man.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
So, you're Italian?
I am Italian. Yeah. Of what I know, I'm Italian and a little Polish. My grandmother, God rest her soul, they're from Poland. It's funny that you asked that though. My father, for Christmas, I got him this that DNA test where you can just find out what else you have, and supposedly my father is like 80-something% Italian, and then he had like 1% Finnish, and like
no way.
And like he like he's 5% Black, which is honestly makes sense because my family's from Sicily and Naples, and you know Sicily, they say that, you know, like a lot of Black people are.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So that's why, like, what, you know, so it makes sense.
Wow. Yeah.
But I want to take I want to take the DNA test too, because I'm just like, I'm more than Italian and just Polish, you know?
Yeah.
There's definitely, we're all connected. We all have something more inside of us.
So you're from New York, right?
I'm from Queens, New York.
Did you grow up in Queens?
I did.
You did?
I did. I grew up in a little town called Belrose. It's right on the border of Queens and Long Island. I've been out here for about almost 7 years now. Wow. And but my whole life I grew up in New York. I never imagined living out here in California. I'm a very big city girl. I always imagined living in a tiny little closet apartment in Manhattan. Right. So I never pictured living out here in beautiful sunny California with mountains.
So what made you come out here?
Well, wanting to be an actor, and it's a long story, but actually my brother was going to London. He's married to his wife is from London, and they were in London for a while, and he needed somebody to sublet his apartment. So I was like around my mid-20s, and I never lived on my own before, so I was like, you know what, maybe this would be a good opportunity for me to be out on my own and just see what it's like. So my best friend and we came out to my brother's apartment to just sublet it for just a month. That's all it was supposed to be. And then my best friend was like, all right, well, you know, it's time to go back. But something inside of me was telling me, like, no, you have to stay here. And I don't know why I was feeling like that. For the month that we were here, I was auditioning, and I wasn't even living here yet, but I was auditioning, and I went to Playhouse West, and I was like, I'm just going to be here for a month. Like, I just want to see what the classes are out, you know, what the acting classes are like out here, and what the people are like out here, and just this, I felt like this door was opening for me, and I was like, I have to follow it. And then my brother was in London for like longer than a month, and then I just was like, okay, I guess I should maybe I'll just stay out here for another month or so. 6 months later,
oh wow,
I'm living in my brother's apartment in Santa Monica, and then I was like,
nice.
okay, it was like around Christmas time to come back home, and I was like,
Yeah,
all right, I'm
yeah,
gonna tell my parents that I'm moving out here.
yeah.
So then so here I am. It's very strange. It was a very strange experience for me because it wasn't really planned. It was just all like, just sudden kind of.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So that's how I came out here.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Italy?
No, I've actually never been to Italy.
Really?
It's funny. I've actually, God, I'm dying to go to Italy. Dying to go. But I will go there one day.
One day.
But I've been to Ireland. I did a study abroad program in Ireland, in Galway, for about a month after when I graduated college. We did like a theater study abroad program there, and we did scenes from Playboy: The Western World, and I had to learn an Irish accent for like 3 weeks, and
wow.
Yeah. So when we did,
how'd that work out?
It was good. It was fun.
Yeah.
Actually, like, yeah, it was. I mean, it was intimidating because we had to do these scenes in front of Irish students, so it was like, oh man, like, can this be any more intimidating?
Can we do it justice?
Like, yeah, exactly.
They'll come up to you. That's not an Irish accent.
Yeah. But it was a lot of fun because to just live in the country for a month and hang out with the people, and it was really a wild experience. It really was, and I loved it. I did that, and then a few years back, before I went to Ireland, I went to Cyprus for a week. I did a Greek theater festival, and I did scenes from Antigone.
Oh, really?
And nice. Which was really wild because we performed it in like the old like amphitheater, and it was just beautiful. Actually, it's a funny story. So I'm going to tell you. So you know how I was saying I was like really method, like when I was in college. Okay. So I'm going to tell you. I was very method back then, like with being in Greece. So the scene before, if anyone's like familiar with Antigone, I'm coming from burying my brother.
Right.
And right before I go on to do this performance, I'm like rolling around in the dirt, and I'm like crying, and I'm like in my own little weird actor world, like just being like really into it. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like these Greek guys come running over, and they're just like, oh, problem, you okay? And I'm like, oh, and I like literally I said this, I was like, oh, acting, preparing, method, and they're like, oh, okay, she okay? Like, I mean, nice. But I mean that's how like extreme I was
right.
back then, but like.
So you just dove all in.
Yeah. Like really, I mean, that's a really intense scene to prepare for. Like for burying your brother. And then like it was just, but yeah, I mean, I'm still intense, but like, you know, that I just thought that was very funny that I freaked out these locals. They're like, what's wrong? You okay? Like, and I'm like all dirty. I'm like crying, and I was like in such distress, and they're like, crazy American woman, like, you know.
Crazy Italian
American woman. She's from New York. Oh, that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. Enough said. Where'd you go to college?
So I went to 2 colleges. I went to Queensborough Community College, and then I went to Queens College. I don't know how much more Queens I can get.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But they both had really great theater programs there. Even with Queensborough, it had great theater programs. I went to this theater festival called KCTAF in Pennsylvania. One of them was in Allentown, Pennsylvania. And it was great. It was like for a weekend, like we just did all these workshops, and it was more like we would compete with other states in our tri-state area. So we were competing against theater students like in Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Jersey, and it was for scholarships. So a couple of the plays that I did, there was professors that came to our plays, and they would nominate certain students to actually compete against.
Right.
And I think I got nominated like twice for 2 plays that I did. So it was hard though. I never like made it to like any of the rounds. They were really like hard.
Yeah.
But it was still fun. Like I got to go and like do these workshops and then compete and but it was really like a wild experience. It was really very, very inspiring experience actually, just to like meet others kids that were really into this. And
yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was very cool.
That's really bomb.
Yeah.
What'd you learn in those acting classes you took in the community college? What'd you learn? What did they teach? Like, did they teach you theory or? Like,
yeah. Well, it's funny. One of my teachers there actually, I want to say, I'm almost positive she studied with Sanford Meisner.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So she didn't fully go out on the Meisner technique with us, but she did like a little bit of the taste of what the technique was like with like the repetition and everything like that. But yeah, the acting teachers that I had, like they were very, very committed and very specific. And it's funny, when I was younger, I was really shy as a kid. I was like really, really quiet. And but when I was little, I always knew that I wanted to do this. Like ever since I was like 5, I was like, I want to be an actor, and people would laugh at me.
But so you were 5, people would laugh at you because of that. But like, were you flashy? I mean, were you so?
No.
But you knew you wanted to be an actor.
Yeah. I was very like. I mean, I still am, but I was like extremely sensitive as a kid. And but I wasn't like a really crazy, wild, outgoing child. Like I really was more to myself and very introverted. But yeah, at a young age, like I knew that I wanted to either be an actor or be a like a vet tech, like my mother, because so my mother she works. She used to work. She's retired now, but she worked with a lot of animals and.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so. And my father actually back then was an actor. He studied with Lee Strasberg.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I think that's maybe where I got my acting bug from, because my father did acting for a while.
What did he do? Like, did he do any shows? Did he?
He did do some shows. I know that he did like a short film. He actually, I mean, I don't really know the specifics of the story, but he actually, this casting director really liked him for this film that I think Robert De Niro was going to be in. I don't know if the film ever happened or not, but it was like he quit because he wanted to take care of the family,
Nice,
so like,
nice.
He just kind of lost interest in it, and
the commitment.
Yeah. But he was really supportive of me as like ever since I was a kid. Like I was like really like my first acting class was when I was like 12, 13.
How was that?
It was very interesting. It was like this little acting school in Queens, and my father really was skeptical though, because he was more like, this is a very hard business. Don't do this as like, as your career, like, do it as a hobby. Like it's a very heartbreaking career. It's not easy. And then when he saw me act though, he was just he was like, no, this is what you need to be doing in life. So my parents are very supportive of what I do. And, sorry, I'm kind of backtracking, but
No, it's fine.
But on my block, you were asking me before, like where I grew up, and I said I grew up in Melrose. A little fun fact: Goodfellas was filmed on my block.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
Wow. Look
and
at that.
So Joe Pesci's in the film, Joe Pesci's mother, his house, like right across the street from me, like where I live.
Nice.
Yeah. And I actually, I don't want to give away how old I am, but I remember them filming it.
Oh, really?
So I was like a little.
It was done, what, 10 years?
Yeah, 50, yeah.
20 years ago, maybe?
It was like last year, right?
Yeah, right?
Like,
yeah.
So.
I think you're 22, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So, but I was a baby, and and I remember this clear as day. They were filming across the street, and when I was a kid, I always thought that old people, every old person I saw was either my grandmother or my grandfather. Why? I don't know.
Yeah.
But there was this old lady that was an extra in the shot, and she was supposed to just like walk down the block, and this is the scene actually where Joe Pesci comes out of the house saying goodbye to his mother right before he gets hit. Sorry, spoiler alerts. If you haven't seen Goodfellas by now, like, come on. But but if you watch that scene, you'll see like Joe Pesci coming out of the house, get into the car with the guys, and you see this old lady across the street just walking across the street. I messed up that shot like 3 times. Because I kept on running to that old lady, going, Grandma! And like grabbing onto her and like hugging her. And I remember doing that. And I remember looking across the street and just seeing like these men in suits like laughing and like, so like, yeah, but I did that. I screwed up a Goodfellas scene. Like 3, I know. But I mean, if I ever meet Joe Pesci or Marty Scorsese, like, look, man, I'm sorry that I like screwed up your scene. But I mean, I guess even then, as a baby, like I knew that this is what I wanted to do. Like, even though I didn't even know what I was doing.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because like guys that I go out with, they would always be like, "Where's the Goodfellas house?" That's probably why they wanted to go out with me, to just see the Goodfellas, just to see the Goodfellas house.
Okay, I saw it. See you later, toots.
Yeah, I'll call you.
Yeah, I'll call you. I'm gonna go play stickball with my friends.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, that's a true fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have a fun childhood?
Yeah. I did have a fun childhood. Yeah, I have an older brother, Joe. He's 5 years older than me.
Yeah. And
there's a lot of kids on our block growing up, and I was always like I was the youngest, one of the youngest on the block though. Me and my best friend Erin, we were the youngest, and we stuck together. So, but we would constantly like play like kickball or tag and like kid stuff. Yeah. Only thing that stunk was that my brother being the oldest, I'd have to ask permission.
Oh, really?
If I could. Do you have any older siblings? Do you have any?
No, I'm the older one.
You're the old. Do you have younger?
I have a little sister.
Okay. Well, okay. Did you like kind of how much older are you than her?
8 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. So were you kind of like, you can't play with us today? Like, were you ever like that?
All the time.
Okay, so yes. So, all right. So you're an older brother. My brother was like that.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that's the rule.
I mean, of course, he protected me. He still does. Yeah. But, like, it was just like, oh, I want to play kickball today. Well, you got to go ask Joe. Can I? No. Like, and I was just like, oh, but no, it was a mixed bag, honestly, with my childhood, because I was, I'm not trying to play the victim here, but I was teased a lot in school. I was bullied a lot when I was younger. And,
why is that?
Just kids were mean. You know what it is?
You got picked on?
I was just made fun of all the time. Like, you remember when you were a kid in gym class, you like the last kid you'd pick for your team, be like, all right, we'll take Leon.
We'll have to take. Yeah.
I was that kid. Which is fine. It's fine. Like, I mean, but like, I was that kid. Like, like nobody wanted really Jenna to be on their team. Yeah. Like, but you know what it is? I came into myself and I came out of my shell because, how I said I was, very shy as a kid. I started to really like come into myself and be the goofball. I was at one point like the class clown, I think. Like when I was like probably like 10, 11. And I realized that like, wow, if I make people laugh, people like me. Yeah. So I just started to like really coming into like my own. And any kid that was making fun of me, this is not really the right way. I wouldn't say that, but I just made fun of them back. So if like one kid was like big nose, I'd be like fat ass, and then keep I'm like, yeah, how do you like that? That's not nice, is it now? And then they would just not make fun of me anymore, at least to my face. So.
Just wait till you turn around, right?
Yeah, but I mean, the reason why I bring it up is like I'm not torn up about it. It's like it only made me stronger, and those kids don't remember making fun of me probably, because kids are kids. Yeah. And probably vice versa. I probably made fun of a couple kids that I don't remember, and like, oh, that Jenna Gerke, hurt my feelings. Like I don't, sorry if I made fun of you. I was just defending myself, probably.
Defending yourself.
Yeah, yeah. But no, I had a fun, interesting childhood. Yeah. I learned a lot, as I hope kids do. Right? Yeah. But I really did go through the growing pains and the awkward stages of puberty.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Did you play any sports?
I did.
What'd you play?
I loved playing softball.
Yeah? What position?
Well, okay. Well, funny.
Oh, okay.
I actually... Look, I say I liked playing sports with the kids on the block. Right, because the kids on the block accepted me, like in school, like I wasn't like, the cool like jock kid or anything, but I had hell of an arm. And yeah, and I could really like when I like hit the ball, like it would just go flying. Like I was a really good hitter, and I was a really good thrower too. So I actually was on. I think I was 6 years old, and I was on the softball team, and I got really nervous. Yeah. And I hit the ball, and I ran the wrong way. I started running the wrong way, and I remember everyone screaming at me, "Jenna, what are you doing? You're running the wrong way!" And I was like panicking, and I was so humiliated that I just didn't go back. I was like, I think I'm gonna play with the kids on the block, and so I was on a team very temporarily in school. Okay, yeah. But whatever. But I love playing softball. I love playing basketball. Yeah. We had like a hoop in the back of my backyard.
But you weren't on any team.
I wasn't on any team. Okay. But I would play with the kids and on my block, and I love playing basketball. I love shooting hoops. Actually, I used to just shoot hoops. Like after I do homework, I would go in the backyard and just shoot hoops for hours and just be like, get them. Yeah, it was so like there is a little sporty side to me, I guess.
Very cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
Yeah. Did you play any sports in school?
Yeah. Well, I ran track.
I mean, you ran track. Yeah.
That's pretty much all I did.
Well, that's awesome.
I mean, I played basketball, but during lunchtime. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's.
You have any favorite basketball teams right now?
No.
No?
No. I liked Michael Jordan, and that was it.
Okay, yeah, the Chicago Bulls.
The Chicago Bulls. That was it.
Yeah,
after he retired, I just stopped watching.
I actually think I wasn't like a diehard basketball fan, but whatever Michael Jordan was on, I was like, Chicago Bulls. Yeah. Screw the Knicks, like.
Whoa! Turn your back on New York there.
Yeah. Oh no, I totally did. I'm still not really a big fan of the Knicks, but whatever.
Well, who they have now? Well, I don't know who they have.
I don't know. I don't follow the Knicks.
Yeah. Oh wow.
I know, giving some shade, and then I like to say I'm a Yankee fan, but I also like the Mets. Like I root for my New York teams, Giants, Jets. Yeah.
What about soccer? The World Cup's going on right now.
Yeah. I have to say, I don't know a lot about soccer or hockey or basketball. Like, I don't really know all the rules, but I have to say I feel like I'm like a closet sport enthusiast because I really I get into it. Like I'll like, like I'll be with a group of people and be like, oh, what's going on? Like, and I get like really into it. Like, all right, what team are we rooting for? Oh, like I get really like, I'll tell you this much, which is so weird. Actually, a few weeks ago when the Warriors and the Cavs were playing, I was watching the one of the games by myself on my laptop and just like texting back and forth like my friends that are like Warrior fans and Cav fans. I was like, oh man, did you see that shot?
You're playing both sides.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll be honest. All right. Yeah, I was playing both sides. It's a little hard. Because they're both great teams. They're both great teams. I was happy that the Warriors won. Yeah. But I mean, it's inspiring to watch athletes. It really is. Like, But I mean, it was just funny. Like when I was just watching it, I was like, "Who am I?" Like,
I know. Dude,
I don't do this. Like, but I really genuinely like get into it. So.
Oh wow! Look at that.
I know.
You jump on the bandwagon.
I know.
Right
I have
on,
to.
Man.
I
right
do.
On.
I have to.
Yeah.
I have to.
Why do you feel you have to?
Because I feel like there's something inside of me that really enjoys it. So why am I not?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never been to a basketball game though before.
Really?
Really? I know. I've never, and I haven't been to a Dodger game out here either.
You haven't?
No.
Oh, God.
I know. That's why I have to go. And one of my friends was like, "Let's go."
We'll go to a night game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Because it's cooler at night. It's not so hot.
Yeah. Well, that way because sometimes, I guess like at the time they play when the sun's going down, if you're on the wrong side, the sun will be in your face.
Oh, really?
For like an hour.
Oh.
And then most of the time, like the
sunglasses
game's over.
Won't make you feel.
Well, it won't. It will, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's just.
It makes sense, though. I feel like a night game would be nicer.
A night game is the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I went to one baseball game in my entire life. I went to a Mets game.
Yeah. How was that?
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. I really just enjoyed like hanging out and drinking a beer and eating the food and it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool, yeah. It was actually kind of raining that day, but it was still fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you were so you went to elementary.
So I went to Catholic school my whole life. Yeah. Yeah, I went to St. Gregory the Great in Belrose. Catholic school. Wow. And then I went
Where they hit you with the ruler?
No. Like they were totally over that by then.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I know. Well, I heard through the grapevine some schools weren't, but
really? But well, lucky you.
Yeah. No, I didn't get any. I wasn't put under the desk and kicked and.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they were pretty intense.
That's crazy.
But that didn't happen to me.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like back in the 50s or now the Roman Catholics are gonna come after and be like, "What are you?" I mean, my mother and my aunts and uncles went to Catholic school, so they lived through that. They have stories of nuns and
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, I went, and then I went to St. Francis Prep in Fresh Meadows.
So how was that?
That was fun. It was, high school was a mixed bag as well. Half of it was really great and half of it was really horrible because, again, those growing pains and boys breaking my heart and,
Yeah, did you have a lot of boyfriends?
No, you know what? No, I didn't have a lot of boyfriends. I didn't. It was a lot of unrequited love.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You stayed until everything, it got boring?
Yeah, well...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I had a couple boyfriends here and there in high school, and but, I didn't have, a high school sweetheart or anything.
Oh,
yeah. Really? Yeah, it's okay, though.
Yeah.
But St. Francis Prep is a humongous school. It's, literally, I graduated with maybe over, I don't know how many, 900 kids.
900 kids.
Something crazy like
Wow.
that. I'm not sure about the number.
Right, but still, it's a high up there.
Pretty much, literally, I met for the 4 years I went there. I literally would meet a different person every day.
Wow.
Yeah. That school is gigantic. It's one of the biggest schools in the country, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But, it was... The reason why I liked it is because it was so massive that it wasn't... yes, there were groups and cliques and stuff, but, it was so big that it was, nobody really cared, because the school was so big, so...
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I went to... And then, so I went to... Catholic school my whole childhood, so yeah.
So, when you left New York and you came here, did you drive? Did you fly?
I flew.
You flew.
And
okay.
And I got my first apartment, and it's my only apartment that I've ever lived in.
Oh, the one in North Hollywood.
The one in North Hollywood.
Oh, wow,
wow. Yeah. I leased a car, and then I bought the car.
Right.
But yeah, no. I flew out here, and then I like literally came out here with nothing. Like I had no. Yeah. I started from the bottom. Now I'm here. Like.
Yeah. Wow, man.
Yeah. So my brother was a big help for sure.
Yeah, because you lived in Santa Monica.
Yeah. I mean, like, but it wasn't my apartment. I was just watching over his apartment.
But then you ended up living there.
Well, yeah, because
kind of,
because he and his wife were living in London, and then they were coming back to the States, and he was like, "All right," he goes, "You gotta get out. Like, you gotta get your own place. You can't continuously like."
But see, well, that forced you to get a It helped.
It did.
It helped.
It did. It was a very scary time for me actually because like I really was leaving all my friends and my family. Even I have my older brother out here, but he's married. So like it's exactly. So like it was hard. It was definitely hard, but it was still like a growing experience, and I'm still on my own, and I'm being able to be on my own and take care of myself, and I have 2 cats that I take care of, and
how's that going?
They're great. I'm a big animal lover.
Yeah.
I have 2 cats, Myrna and Philippe.
Nice.
Yeah.
What kind of cats are they?
They're both tabbies. Myrna, they're
what's a tabby?
It's like
I'm not a cat person.
So. Oh, okay. It's like kind of like that tiger striped color.
Oh, okay.
But Myrna, she has tortoiseshell in her too, which is like that colorful, like orange and brown, and but and then Philippe has like a lot of white in him. But they're both really cute. They're like those are my children right now.
Yeah.
But I'm a big animal lover. I actually volunteered at North Shore Animal League.
Oh, really?
Back in New York. I volunteered there for about a year. It's one of the biggest no-kill shelters in America. Oh, and so I kind of have been doing my animal fix too. Like I volunteered there, and then since I've been out here, I volunteered at cat rescue for the past year and help out and help kitties get homes and.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Right on.
I like to try to think of myself as a humanitarian.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, what do you do for work now?
Well, I don't know how much more typical it could be, but I'm a waiter, I'm a server.
Right on, man.
But
work is work, right?
Work is work. Yeah. But I work at a sports bar, and I've been serving for a long time. But I mean, I don't let it define me. It's just like it's just to pay the bills right now.
Right.
And
that's what it is, man. It's a job.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is. I mean, every once in a while, I would cater to with this catering company, and then my good friend, she has her own food truck, so I would work with her sometimes as well. And word of mouth, it's a vegan food truck. It's really good. But yeah, no, I do like odd jobs here and there, but I mostly work at this restaurant right now. But I mean, it is. I just feel like it's kind of like an acting job.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm
get to try stuff out.
Get to try stuff out. Like because I work right next to the Pantages Theater, so customers would come in and they would come in from like they were showing Dirty Dancing like a couple years ago, and like just like joke and be like, okay, well, I hope you have the time of your life.
Oh,
like,
nice, nice. Way to throw those zingers.
Yeah, I would like throw those zingers in, and like and people would be like, oh, that was great. Or sometimes they didn't go over well. Like honestly, like I feel like customers are just a great audience. Really, like I'll like try some things out or joke around, like not like inappropriately, but just
right.
like feel my audience and see, warm people up, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but that's okay.
Yeah. Wow. Right on.
Yeah. But again, it's not forever. It's just, it's a for now thing. I'm just trying to keep my head above water.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Good for you.
Thanks.
Any you were on what was it? The emergency show. What is it?
Oh, you're thinking of
something about the ER.
No, I wasn't. Okay, so you're thinking of Was it? Are you thinking about Sex Took Me to the ER?
Is that it?
No, that's not what
real stories, right?
It's real. Yeah, I was on. I was on.
No, you thought it was a sex.
No, I knew. No, I knew that's what you were thinking.
Yeah, okay.
Though, like
what?
It's. I was on My Crazy Ex.
Oh, My Crazy Ex.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was on My Crazy Ex, and it's funny because. I was the part that I play. I'm being interviewed and I'm talking about my crazy ex, but it's all we're all actors. Like even the person being interviewed is all actors.
Oh really?
But funny enough, my character in the show is Jen, and I'm like, oh my god!
Nice.
I was like, people are actually gonna think that this is my story, and like.
That's great.
Which is hilarious. I'm like, really? Like, out of all the names, like, I get cast, and it's Jen. But that was a fun experience.
That's
and then
great.
and then I was in little things here and there. I was on this show called Married with Secrets. It's on the ID Discovery Channel.
Oh really?
And actually back to the Irish accent. I got to do an Irish accent in the show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a fun episode. I actually, it's scary though because these are based on true stories and Married with Secrets. This episode was, it was about like this woman that got murdered in Dublin, Ireland. And this woman that was walking her dog found her remains in the woods. So I had to do that scene. So I was working with this dog. And like, and I like stumble upon these bones but like, I just had a couple of lines and I had to do an Irish accent. So I guess that came into my favor.
Yeah, it came in handy. Right,
it came in handy.
On,
yeah. But yeah, no, it was fun. It was fun actually working with the dog. I really, it was, because you know how I think Orson Welles said it, that he's like, you never want to work with animals or children.
Oh, really?
Yes. So it was very interesting. I'm almost positive Orson Welles said that. Don't quote me on that, but I'm
quoting you.
Okay, well I know.
Jenna said this.
Yeah, Jenna said this, but there is that saying in show business, like you don't want to work with animals or kids or children, and working with the dog was actually like a very interesting experience. I actually had to have like food in my pocket, and so he would follow me around. But it was cool. Look, the dog works more than I do, like, which is true. So
he has better benefits.
Oh, totally. The dog got better treatment than than anybody on that set, probably. Like,
wow.
I'm teasing. We were treated very nicely on the set. I'm just saying.
Yeah, right?
No. He had all these options of eating different kinds of food. And...
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. No, it was a great experience. So it was really cool. But yeah, so just little experiences here and there, and like I'm still kicking around, still auditioning, and I recently just did a little bit part on a web series called The Restaurant. I actually got to play a waitress who quits her job.
Nice.
So that was fun. Like, yeah.
Foreshadowing of real life.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. So it was fun. So, but it's just what I make of it, like a lot of actors, and as you know, you're we're always feeling the struggle and everything. And it just takes that one audition, but it's really just what you make of it. Like I really love what I do, and you know, like I think like as actors, we sit here and we think like just because we're not working on these $1 million movies that we're not a success or like we're never gonna get there, and like and even if we don't get there, like it's really about the journey and the work that you're proud of. There's so many working actors out there that have been doing this for years, and they're happy and they love it, and they're an actor. Like like, oh, I saw you in something. I don't know your name, but I saw you around. Like
you got that face.
Yeah. And there's so many of the actors out there, and I think it's really just genuinely what you make of it. And so that's why I'm doing it. I'm like I don't know what else I'd be doing with my life.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Well, I mean, like I said, like even at a young age, I knew I was like, all right, acting, and if the acting thing doesn't work out, then animals. And I like had that conversation with myself when I was like 6 years old. Really?
So you'd be a vet right now if you weren't an actor.
I mean, maybe, but like I don't even know if I would, because
Well, you are serving animals, right?
I am serving, but I'm doing. I feel like
as a waitress,
right?
Right?
Yeah,
you're serving animals,
right? I mean, hey,
here's
actually,
your hamburger, sir.
Right? Yeah.
Right.
Here you go, kitty. Here's your fish fillet.
Yeah,
like
there you go.
But I mean, I did get to work with that dog and Married with Secrets, which was really cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Because my mother, when she worked at an animal hospital, I was around it a lot, and I've seen a lot of horrific stuff. It's not always happy stuff in that business. It's not always it's traumatic things. Seeing dogs hit by car and
and then seeing the faces of the people who brought it in.
Yes, it's
that's
hard.
Gotta be heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is really hard. So like I know I would be good at it. I just didn't want to. I didn't have that passion. I didn't want to do it. Like.
Yeah, if you don't want to do something, why are you going to do it?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I remember when I was younger, my mother was hoping that I would get into being a vet, and I was just like, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with possibly like having to put an animal down, or or like seeing an animal die. Like it's sad. Like and I just didn't want to. I just didn't want to deal with that. I know I had the strength to do it, but I just didn't want to do it. Yeah.
Oh, the AC's on. Don't turn it off.
That's okay. Yeah, well, it has a nice breeze right now.
Yeah,
we'll
exactly.
Just project.
Yeah, we'll project a little bit more. I'm sure you can hear the air conditioning.
Yeah, Mr. Freeze just entered the room.
Yeah, Mr. Freeze just entered the room. Yeah, how do you feel right now? Yeah.
I feel good.
You feel good?
Yeah, I do. I feel great. It's really like a lot of fun to be talking with you right now.
Yeah. It's fun. I mean, like all this stuff, man. I didn't know about you.
I know. I realize that. I don't.
I mean, like I know we've talked,
yeah,
but we haven't really, talked.
Yeah.
This is enlightening, fulfilling. It's like it's bringing us closer.
Absolutely. I think so too.
Just like our friendship.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we haven't really had these type of conversations. Yeah. Like I feel like I'm telling you some like private stuff about me being a kid and growing up and well, I mean, like you did running, right? You did cross country
and track.
Yeah. What made you get into acting?
Oh, I wanted to act when I started high school. I wanted to join drama, play production. And they said as freshmen you can't do that. You couldn't do that.
Really?
You had to wait till you were a sophomore.
Okay.
Yeah. Huh. And so my only other choice was cross country.
Okay.
So I joined it out of like necessity because I needed a sixth period. And so and after that, play production never came into play anymore. It was just all about the running.
Oh wow! And so you kind of like fell off track. No pun intended.
Exactly.
Of the drama.
Zing!
Zing! See, I got those zingers.
And so around junior year, I went into play production, and and then I was doing running at the same time. And senior year, I stopped running, and I just.
What was your first play that you did?
First play was what was it? First play was this play called this Spanish play. I forgot. I forgot what the name of it, but
Zoot Suit?
No. Oh, I wish that would be cool.
That's a good play.
That would be really cool.
By Louis Valdez.
You know, I wanted to do that play, but
that's right, you did.
I did. I wanted to put it on, but
I remember that. Is it Louis Valdez?
Yeah, Louis Valdez. Yeah, and like, never happened. I never got because I'm supposed to get permission.
Right.
So
right. You have to get
I emailed them, and never got back. Whatever. It's all good.
It'll happen.
I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure it'll come into fruition somehow.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it was just this Spanish play. Oh my God! I just had the name right now, and then it left. Oh, La Llorona. The crier, like the screamer or something like that.
Okay.
I mean, it's just like this Spanish
I don't think I've ever
play.
read it.
Yeah, Spanish play about babies dying or something.
Oh wow, that's pretty profound for high school.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was pretty.
Were you the lead or?
No. I was the brother.
Okay.
Yeah. Some other guy was the lead.
And
that guy was trying to date my sister, and she's the one who was La Llorona.
Oh wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was pretty fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you go to a Catholic school or public?
No, public.
Okay.
Yeah.
What school did you go to?
North Hollywood.
Really? I live right across the street from there.
Yeah, I know you do.
Oh my God. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know you do.
Wow.
Yeah. I used to hang out at the Big Time.
Big Time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yum Yum Donuts.
Yum Donuts. We used to go there, and we used to go there to play Marvel versus Capcom every day after school.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I used to buy chili fries for like $2.50.
I haven't eaten there. I've been meaning to eat there.
It's good stuff, man. Really good stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's changed since like my day. Well,
Probably
day probably has been like almost 15 years.
It was yesterday.
Oh yeah, I mean like last week. Last week was our graduation.
I just realized when I said, "Oh, I live across the street from North Hollywood." Like now everyone knows.
You just give away your position.
I know. Now everyone knows where I live. Actually, I live inside the high school. Okay.
Yeah.
I live inside the high school. I live inside the locker.
She didn't mean that. She was just saying she used to live there.
Yeah.
She didn't mean it.
No, I mean it that I live in the high school.
She lives by Gelson's.
It's free education.
She lives by Gelson's and Starbucks. That's where she lives. Gelson's and Starbucks.
It's great. Free food.
Yeah, free food.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm curious to know what inspired you to do this podcast. This is super cool.
I don't know. Well, I do know. I was just like trying to I just wanted to do something fun.
Yeah.
I just wanted to talk to people. I mean, I listen to all sorts of podcasts, and they all have their guests, famous people and stuff like that. But everyone's got a story to tell. So I just figured I'll just interview my friends. They're not famous, but I know them, and there's they're something to me. And we're all something to each other. So it's all good, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I interviewed Eric. Eric has great stories to tell.
Yeah.
Interviewed one of the coaches from the CrossFit gym. Zach has a lot of great stories to tell. My cousin has a lot of great stories to tell. Retired cop. You have a lot of great stories to tell.
Thank you.
We all, we all have great stories to tell. We all have just our, we're all somebody,
Yeah.
And I just want to, have my friends on here and just tell their story and then put it up and see who listens.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean?
And I totally support that for sure.
It's all good.
Because people think like, oh, you have to interview someone that's famous.
That's going to get ratings or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Or they're promoting something. It's like, well,
but you never know, man. Like one of us could like be the next thing, and dude, hey, you were on this podcast first.
You never know. You never know.
It's one of those things.
It's a very humbling experience, though, and I'm very happy to be here. So.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I thank you for coming. It was really cool to have you. You feel good about it?
I do.
I feel really good about this.
Absolutely.
It was a lot of fun talking to you.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about you. It was so cool, man. You went to Catholic school.
Yeah.
Your mom was a vet. You were probably going to be a vet.
Well, she was a vet tech. She wasn't a full veterinarian. She was a vet tech.
But still, you were probably going to be a vet tech too.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You probably would have been.
Yeah. My father used to be an actor.
Yeah. Your dad was an actor. You went from New York to here with nothing.
Yeah.
You ended up living in your brother's house. Your brother kicked you out, and it forced you. Well,
he had to.
He had to kick you out, and it forced you to be who you are now. Man.
Yeah. I mean,
without that kick in the ass, you wouldn't be who you are. That strong, that strong-willed woman, man.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
That really, great person that I know.
Thank you.
It's really cool, man. And
I couldn't do it without the support of my family, though. Like my mom and my dad and my brother really helped me out. Like my brother really deserved the Brother of the Year because he really helped me like find my apartment and get me my car and and it was just all these things that I didn't know and I didn't understand.
Yeah, there you go, man. Yeah, he kicks you out, but still.
Well, he had to kick me out. I didn't live in the
But that's cool, man. He kicks you out, but hey, I'm gonna kick you out, but I'll help you out after that. I'll help you on the way, I'll help you find your way after I kick you out. That's great. That's really great. The support.
Yes.
Everything. It's really cool. Your stints on TV.
Yeah.
That was really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
The scene that we did when I first met you. It's really cool. I met Jenna, and I always thought Jenna was a really hot girl.
Oh, well, thank you.
But she's I don't know. It's just this thing about her. It's like she's just a really cool person to get to know, just a really cool person to be friends with, a really cool person to just have in your circle, man. Whatever sports bar you are next to the Pantages Theater, you'll know who she is. The girl with the New York accent, that's Jenna, man. Stop by, say hi, you know what I mean? Tell her you heard her on Hardcore and shit, man. It's all good. Everyone just keep going. Don't let anything stop you. There's always going to be stuff in your way. It's all good, man. It's nothing to just go be hard on yourself about. It's just all about. It's a journey, man.
Yeah.
Jenna's lived it. I live it. She's going through it. I'm going through it. She has her own experiences. I have my own experiences. But it's still the same road, man. We're just going at it in different ways. But it's still the same road. We're with you on that road, even if we don't experience the same things you do. But we're there with you, and it's all good, man. And so I just thank you for coming, Jenna.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, thank you so much for having me. This was so much
thanks
fun.
Again, man.
This was so much fun.
And thanks anyone who listens to this. It's really cool. Round of applause for Jenna.
Aw, thank you.
And all right, everyone, have a good night. Thanks a lot.